Welcome to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, welcome back to Creative Play and Podcast Network. So, RPGADAY Challenge 2016. We're at August the 11th. Which gamer most affected the way you play? Well, honestly, I'd have to say, going way back into the day when we used to game back in high school in the early days, the GM we had, Fred, he had a really bad habit of being a super killer GM. I mean, I'd almost say, a sociopathic GM. Of course, this is also because the groups he was running pretty much burned him out big time, so that he was pretty much tired of playing and watching his games and stories get destroyed, so he was really bad about being a killer GM. So I would say he has affected me the most, mainly because it was an abject lesson of what not to be as a gamer. So as a player, I wanted to make sure that I was contributed to the storyline and didn't screw things up storyline-wise, so that we went along with it, so that way the story continued. And I kind of learned to, it's okay for your character to die as long as he's playing in character, so just go ahead and say what your character would naturally do, and if you get killed, it sucks, but it is what it is. So, I would like to say thank you for Fred, because he's one of the players that has affected me the most when it comes to role-playing games. And on a side note, hey, our Indiegogo has gone live with Help Creative Play and Podcast make Season 3 great. So if you guys can, come check us out on Indiegogo. I'll make sure in the show notes to include the link. And hey, like always, guys, thank you for listening. And if you're interested, check out our YouTube. We've gone back and put, in honor of D&D Journey of the 5th Edition's 2-year anniversary coming up on the 13th, we're putting the actual podcast up starting with episode 1 on YouTube. We're getting some fan art and some art from some of our players and stuff, and we're kind of like putting a little slideshow along so you get some pictures along with the audio. Alright guys, later.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.